Hi everyone, it's Howard the Condo Man, and this is actually take 3 of this video, and it is why the Ontario Landlord Tenant Board is a horrible system. For landlords anyways, horrible. Okay, so what happens? Basically, if you give a tenant notice, tenant doesn't actually have to leave. They're allowed to contest the notice. And they don't even need to have just cause. They can just contest the notice. You could serve them properly. You could get an affidavit from the buyer or from the family member moving in. The tenant still doesn't have to move out. They can wait until they get a hearing date and then state their case as to why they shouldn't have to move out. And even if you win as a landlord, the repercussions to the tenant are really not real. So, in theory, you could claim damages. In theory, they could be liable slightly, but I don't think it's ever really happened in practicality. So, what is a huge issue here? Well, there's many, but one of them is if you sell your place with 2 months' notice and the end of the lease term, and the tenants move out, the buyer could potentially not close, pass on the liability to the sellers for not being able to move in, and the only right that the seller would have would be to take the tenant to the LTB and ask them for damages, which no tenant is going to pay or have in reality. Not only that, your deal won't close. The market could go down. The market could go up too, but the market could go down. It is completely 100% unfair to the landlord. What if a tenant doesn't pay? You're just as screwed. Excuse my language. If a tenant doesn't pay, you have to file with the LTB. You have to put a case before the LTB. The landlord tenant board is the LTB. And if there's a 9-month delay, which I heard that there is, your tenant may not pay you for 9 months before anything happens. And even then, if the tenant can come up with some bullshit excuse as to why they couldn't pay, they might give them more time to pay. And they might not get kicked out for another 3 months. You could have a tenant who doesn't pay you for a year in Ontario, and there is nothing that you can do. Nothing. So, what cautions can you take? Number one, whenever you sell a place with a tenant, make sure you get an affidavit from the buyer. Another thing, if you're evasive, if the tenant's going to move out or not, you can serve an L2 right away once notice is given. What's an L2? You're getting in front of the line to go see the LTB to have an appointment to kick your tenant out in case the worst doesn't happen. Another thing you can do, you can put in the agreement of purchase and sale that the seller is not liable. You can also put, if the buyer agrees, the seller is not liable, and there's flexibility on the closing date if the tenant doesn't move out. If you need help selling a tenanted unit, get in touch with me, Howard at condomanrealty.com, and I'll be happy to help you out with the sale or with whatever problems you have. Cheers. Have a great day.